Miitopia's ending photo is absolutely perfect. It succeeds in everything it sets out to do. In the past, I've raved on and on about how the Dark Lord and the Skyscraper are awesome in their own way, but the ending photo is the best thing I've ever seen to a game. Granted, I don't play that many AAA titles, but it really is just special. Let me explain why. The original Dark Lord video I made almost a full year ago, Jesus Christ, is pretty important to understand before you get a grasp as to why I love this ending so much. In my original Dark Lord video, I expressed that I absolutely love the fact that Carcaton as a whole is just one massive punch to the heart. In a good way, don't worry about it. Seeing all the teammates you had throughout the game and getting to rescue and use them again, not to mention the Dark Lord also steals your teammates mid-fight and puts them on imps, everything about Carcaton just meshes so well, and it's just the absolute best world in the game in every department but looks, and I regret putting it at number 2 in my world ranking back in August again, Jesus. Carcaton and the Skyscraper, in a way, have almost the exact same goal, to serve as an ending to Miitopia. Granted, with Carcaton it's a false ending, but it's meant to act as one and trick you. But the Skyscraper just misses one thing that Carcaton has: emotional impact. In Carcaton, the emotional impact is felt so insanely well because rescuing your teammates is just this super climactic event, and almost every single face rescued just hits so damn good. Traveling through Carcaton just feels like a finale, and I love it. The teammates are such a core element to Miitopia's emotional game that taking them away throughout the game only to give them all back in one world only as a build-up to a boss that does the same thing right in front of your face, get it, is such a cool idea, and it all flows perfectly. The Skyscraper doesn't have that. Instead, you refight previous stronger versions of bosses you fought before to save the same people again. This just doesn't feel as impactful. Sorry about that. Okay, I've ranted about Carcaton and the Skyscraper for long enough. Let's rant about the ending photo now. A game's ending is supposed to be, in a way, melancholy. I've once seen someone describe Super Mario World's ending credits to just feel like an ending. Not as sad or happy, like the end to something. And that's exactly how I would describe all of Miitopia's credits. They feel like an ending. Your adventure is over, you've saved the world, here's all the people you helped and or teamed up with throughout the game one last time. Seeing the Greenhorn King and the Fab Fairies again is such a kick of nostalgia for something that only happened fairly recently in real time. I feel like the fact that Miitopia is an extremely long game plays into this as well. Miitopia as a game is long and relatively slow paced. The side quests as a whole you have to do between Carcaton and the Skyscraper feel slow. They feel like they take a long time, which in a way makes the ending's emotional impact just hit far more. The ending as a whole puts the Skyscraper's attempt at what Carcaton accomplished to shame. For whatever reason, I feel much more by just watching the ending of Miitopia rather than anything in the Skyscraper in any of my challenge runs, for example. Even if it should be the complete opposite way. And that happy song that plays during all of this is just the cherry on top. You've seen everyone you met along the way, only for you to hear your party talking all over each other as they run ecstatically on to like a group, waving their hand, jumping up and stuff, as the photographer comes in and takes the ending photo. This and the music work perfectly together and hit you directly where it has to. As Yup described it when he finished the game by himself, it gives you the best feels. In a way, you could say that Miitopia has 3 climaxes. The first is all of Carcaton and building up an army to fight the Dark Lord. The second is the Darkest Lord. The Darkest Lord's 3 phases combined take around 20 minutes under a normal setting, with the main body feeling like the hardest and most climactic boss thus far. And the final climax is, to me, the ending photo. After getting to see everybody again in order, you met them more or less. I mean, the Dark Lord and Great Sage are shown last and second last, even though they should be shown first and second, I think. But the second after the Great Sage and Dog go away, you get met with the sound of your party and the photographer, which I'm perfectly fine with existing just for this moment alone. In the 3DS version, the photographer made sense to include, but if it wasn't for this, I would have thought that him being in the Switch version, it's somewhat silly since the capture button exists. But I forgive his existence and annoyance throughout the game only for this moment. The ending photo is perfect. It's kind of a final goodbye to the main story, as well as some of your party. The post-game existing kind of breaks an aspect of the ending photo, that it's an ending, but then again, this is fixed by the villa unlocking and half your party already going there, disappearing from the inn. If you're like me and only use the same 4 Miis over and over again and never using the villa during the post-game, the ending photo does act as sort of a final goodbye for everyone besides your main 4 Miis, which I think is great. Your most beloved Miis are the ones that should stay, which is exactly how it works. The ones you use the most during the main game don't go away to the villa. If they wouldn't have stayed, then the entire ending would have a really sad aura around it, which it shouldn't have. It's not meant to be sad. But it is anyway, just because of Miitopia's slow pacing and it all just coming to an end. God, I could just go on about this forever and not get tired of talking about it. I could go on about many aspects of Miitopia and how the whole game is just so wonderfully pieced together. I really should make a 1-hour analysis of Miitopia as a game and why it's my favorite game ever made. Maybe one day I will, but for now, I'm happy to conclude that Miitopia's ending photo is perfect. Thanks for watching.